everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The wildfires. I was looking back. I found this video that was put up about a month ago. I highly recommend Rush Junkie. It's her name on the channel. And, I knew these fires were suspicious, but, they go through, this video goes through all the major points of it, like all the trees still being there while the houses are turned to dust. And he just shows you, they put all these clips into one video, which is just very helpful. And I want to show you this one part. Look how fast this quote unquote fire moved.
And I also wanted to show another video from Dane Wigington of geoengineeringwatch.org. He also found these patterns in the wind, and I'm going to show them here. So you can see that they are what meteorologists term as gravity waves.
Okay, that's not the part I was meant to show you. This is another bizarre part where they're coming from two different directions, which never happens naturally. But there's another one. Where is it? This one was also bizarre, he said, because all of these being that hot and on fire at the same time, that's not how a wildfire works, right? It goes from one direction to another, and then it goes through the trees.
Deep in the oldest part of Cairo,
I can't seem to find the exact video I was looking for. Sorry about that.
The mysterious salon known as the Crown Temple.
These ads. Anyways, there's Doria. I was looking for Doria. Okay, here we go. Through the ads. Yeah, so all the trees that's left standing. So we've been attacked, basically. I want to know who's behind it. I mean, we know it's the globalists, but this has been going on for a few years. So there's another video she's done. The guy is an expert in the plants, and he's been following this for years. And he said normally this has been happening over the past, 7, 8 years as far as he's been following. It's actually longer than that. I think he said since 2007 or 6 or 7. So we're going at 20 years. And he said normally they would wipe out mobile parks, poor people, getting rid of all those people living in RVs and whatnot. But now this time they went for the more, most prestigious property, Malibu and other areas. So he goes through all the destruction and explains all the bizarreness of it, and the trees, like here is a tree standing there, and to the right of the tree, the house is incinerated, but the tree's fine. The leaves didn't burn, the tree didn't burn. So very strange phenomena. All the glass melts in the cars. This never normally happens in a regular fire. You don't have the glass melting like that. So a lot of just one thing after another they go through that proves, in my opinion, is a smart meter, but the house is fine, which he said probably points to something coming through the electricity or some kind of microwave energy. That's the real source of everything, but I can't find. There's one clip he shows where it shows how quickly the fire moved. Oh, this is it. Look how fast this moved. He said, this is not a regular, these are like tornadoes, like they call fire nados or something, which is very normal. It was in normal circumstances is very rare, but it's been becoming more common with these, the past few years with these attacks. Now look how quickly this moves.
Allegedly wind-driven, and yes, the wind is blowing in that direction. But look how quickly the fire is moving from one area to the next. Usually it takes a second or two to light something on fire, right? And so you wouldn't expect, the fire to move so quickly from one area.
So, I mean, everything about this is, to me, in my opinion, is an attack, an energy attack. And I think they're basically saying the same thing, but they're on YouTube, and so they're being careful. And of course, you know me. Careful is not in my dictionary. And then this came out today. Oh, what's my browser today? This recording. Now, James O'Keefe has a tendency to just release small snippets or stuff, and you don't really know what it's about until later. You have to watch the whole thing. And But this is the mayor, Karen Bass, who was in Ghana at the time. And she made this cryptic statements. Now, when she came back, reporters were questioning her when she was getting off the plane from Ghana as the fires were going on. And she refused to say anything. This woman is so evil. She is so demonic and satanic. She refused to respond to anything, like to say, oh, I'm going to be looking into it and nothing. She just she's a total communist, completely ignored the questions of the people who just lost their entire lives, basically lost their lives and lost their homes. So this recording came out, I believe, January 4th. So the fires started on January 7th. So this recording is from 3 days before, I think when she was about to leave for Ghana. It's basically alluding to the fact that she knew it was going to happen. So here we go.
And just in terms of my trip, just so you know, I'm missing 2 work days. That's it. And if President Biden extends me an invitation, I took it. And hopefully you can read in between the lines. But I would just appreciate and it's hard for me to tell you this, but hold tight. You will understand soon.
So it's going to repeat again, but she's saying President Biden invited her to take this 2-day trip to Ghana when the fires coincidentally started. So this indicates Biden as well.
The situation is very dangerous, and I would never I will take the criticism before I do a publicity stunt. And frankly, a press conference at this point in time would just be publicity.
I think the neighbors, the property owners, and the residents. I mean, 41,000 people live within a square mile here.
Yeah.
2 families share a 1-bedroom apartment.
But they want to hear that something is going to be done.
They want to know it's recognized. But they want to know it's recognized.
Exactly. But if I have a choice between that and compromising something, I just have to go along with it. It's not my area of expertise. I want to make sure that you are safe. And hopefully you can read in between the lines. But I would just appreciate and it's hard for me to tell you this, but hold tight. You will understand soon.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And when I am able to talk, I will be happy to go into great detail.
Okay. And you've got me on the street, and you're welcome to call me at any time. I'll call you right back.
So that's basically it. I mean, you hear how shady and evil this woman is. So I'm just wondering, we all know Meghan and her World Economic Forum chef, did their little publicity stunt. And of course, Meghan got the disaster tourism. But, Jose Andres just spoke at a Hillary Clinton Foundation thing. And he's with the globalists. He's a World Economic Forum, and so this brings in the globalists. Everything shows the globalists working together. They destroy an area, in my opinion, and then they send in their bug-eating chef who's going to make you some bugs and fake meat, and they want to rebuild it in whatever their smart cities, I guess. So I haven't been keeping up with all the latest details. But, Meghan is going to be using this in her cooking show or whatever it's supposed to be. I heard she's not really cooking. She's dancing around and with her friends and pretending to have fun. Even though she can't even eat, she's on Ozempic, so she's probably destroyed her digestive system anyways. But just to keep in mind, but we've moved on to other things going on with the Invictus and the USAID scandals. And that's another story that has come out recently regarding that. I mean, all of this is just so satanic and evil and coordinated. It's the same people, it's the same group right in front of our faces. They have murdered so many millions of people and continue in so many ways, in my opinion. So Niall Gardner Heritage Foundation tweeted this one today. How they revealed 600,000 from Archwell to Democrat efforts, including a link to Joe Biden, as you know, his daughter. So this is basically repeating what the New York Post reported. I think Niles Gardner wants the story to get as much attention as possible. So just bringing up that news as well. When the jury Craig and all of that. The Heritage Foundation wants Harry and Meghan's donations to be scrutinized by Congress. So, a lot going on. Harry and Meghan are floundering. Now they're threatening to sue Trump, as if they're going to get anywhere with that, with all the dirt they have on them. Yeah, so. But today, I think we'll focus on the wildfires that are not wildfires, but some sort of energy.
It shows the speed at which you can see the smoke. The smoke
that has killed so many people and destroyed their homes. And at Harry and Meghan make themselves front and center, putting messages on their website telling people what to do. The mayor is silent. The mayor is in Ghana. The mayor disappears. So there seems to be some coordinated effort here, like Tavistock. A method of changing regimes, changing governments, which is what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to change from our government to a globalist World Economic Forum government, or whatever you want to call it, globalist government, New World Order. So what they do is in a time of crises, where you have some huge catastrophe like this happen, where everybody is in shock. It's like in the World War II, they did it with bombings. So now they're doing it with these energy attacks. And so everybody is distraught. They didn't see it coming. Everything's gone. That puts you in a state of shock. And you're very susceptible in that state. Things don't seem real. What's going on here is showing how the blue-green umbrellas are left standing, just like in Maui, anything that was blue. But so the point is, it looks to me like the mayor checking out and Harry and Meghan stepping up in the PR. They're at the scene. They're posing with Andre. They're talking about how they somehow got permission to walk through the dust and ruins when nobody else was allowed to go back to their homes. And by the way, they also mentioned this video or the next one that they stop people from being able, camera crews and whatnot, from being able to go in there, not to protect from the bodies, but because they wanted to clean up all of the things that were left behind that didn't get incinerated, like these blue-green umbrellas. I mean, it's obvious there were a lot of blue water bottles and even pools, like plastic pools, those cheap swimming pools you could set up in your backyard. They were plastic or they were blue. He said blue, green, and red were the colors that didn't dare get a blue. All these things are incinerated, but the blue garbage can is still there. So what the authorities are doing is they're going and cleaning that stuff out so that the camera crews don't pick that up when they go through the disaster zone. But Harry and Meghan were allowed to go through the disaster zone. So it was okay for them if they saw these things that they didn't want the rest of the world to see, which means Harry and Meghan would be in on it. That's why they would be trusted to do that. So I'm wondering if, see more blue garbage cans. Look at the houses that are turned to dust from the fire, but there's blue garbage cans perfectly intact, not burned at all. So fascinating video. And there's a blue ping pong table that lasted while everything else around it is destroyed, except the trees and the blue ping pong table. So the very unbelievably obvious. Their blue water bottle there, spray bottle. I mean, so obvious. So anyways, so evil, so in our face. We are so under attack by these globalists. And for anyone to try to downplay this, they're just not keeping up with reality. And it's going to be the end of them, because this has been going on for years. And now it's getting worse and worse. And Harry and Meghan are front and center, being put up as leaders in the situation for people to just, go You need help in a crisis? Well, there's Harry and Meghan. This is Tavistock. They put in the leaders they want you to follow. They put in the new rules and whatnot that they want you to live under. And now suddenly there's no mayor here, but there's Harry and Meghan. So it seems to me that the globalists with these suspicious fires, in my opinion, are using this to boost Harry and Meghan up as leaders, as new rulers of California, or even, God forbid, King and Queen of America. I know you joked about that. This is the gameplay for it. This is how it's done. Is put you in, just like they put in Kamala Harris or put in other people. You don't need to be elected. If the World Economic Forum globalists say you're going to be leader of California, they're just going to put you in. They're going to destroy everything, put everybody in shock. Say, okay, Meghan's in charge. Meghan and Harry. So that's what I'm wondering about. Is this what's really going on, or went on, and continuing to go on? Because again, she is going to be covering this again. But apparently, it's her story in her cooking show. So let's see. Is that really what's supposed to happen? Of course, we know what really happened is that Harry and Meghan are now disaster tourists and hated, but maybe that was intentional. Maybe they wanted Harry and Meghan the distraction yet again. I mean, don't you find it kind of coincidental that Meghan releases her new show video on January 1st? Like just on the first day of the year, it's boom already. And that woman never puts out anything, right? She's normally very quiet, never puts out anything, no social media posts. And suddenly, right there at the beginning of January, wow, you can't get enough of Meghan. She's posting about her dog died, and this, that. Of course, still no details of how it broke its leg or anything. So again, distraction, getting people going. Manipulating the masses. Of course, the globalists have hired people to bring up these narratives to distract us all. Agent of chaos, I believe TRG calls it. Yeah. So, but what I find concerning is not only that they're a distraction during this and being agents of chaos, but also the fact that they're put in this or place themselves in some kind of position of. And they are placed in a position of authority and power. Like I said, they had permission from higher authorities to walk through the ruins of this newly incinerated areas of California. It's included very prestigious landmarks, all along Malibu coast, all these gorgeous homes worth millions of dollars on the Malibu coast and Palisades, as well as poor areas and average income areas, but it was just such a huge amount of destruction. And there's Harry and Meghan traipsing through it. We'll get that Billie Eilish t-shirt. And by the way, I looked at a couple of Billie Eilish videos, and that woman is demonic. I mean, her videos are about demons and possessions. I may do that in another video. Very demonic. Which goes right along with Harry and Meghan. Of course, Meghan would be supporting that artist. But anyways. Yeah, so are the globalists really planning on putting Harry and Meghan in this position of power and authority? Because it does look like that's what they were doing. I don't think Harry and Meghan, we all know how lazy Harry and Meghan are. They can't even be bothered to do any work for Archwell or even a podcast. They can't even get out. You got to tell me suddenly they're up and at them and at the site of a disaster to be there on hand to work. Like, yeah, I don't think so. Nothing makes sense with these two. Everything is contrived. Everything is directed by somebody else, in my opinion. So let's see. What were the globalists, whoever's controlling Harry and Meghan, the CIA, globalists there? What were they attempting to do with Harry and Meghan with the California incineration, shall we call it? The California attack. What were Harry and Meghan supposed to be doing? Were they just a distraction? Why were they put in this position of speaking with all the people in charge and having their picture taken to distribute around the world? Making it look like Meghan and Harry are in charge of the rescue efforts or something. Let's find out. What are the globalists' intentions for Harry and Meghan with these wildfires? Alleged wildfires. What were their intentions with Harry and Meghan? Evil, evil, evil. The whole thing from beginning to end. Let's see what the cards show. I should use an ugly deck for them, but I still like using my pretty decks even. Yeah, if I only use my ugly decks for Harry and Meghan and their ugliness, their ugly groups, I would never get a chance to use my pretty decks. I got a lot of pretty decks I want to use, so this one isn't too flowery and pretty, but it's still a pretty deck. So anyway, the general attitude. Oh, Hermit reversed. The fake experts. Major Arcana. Also the Harry card. But yeah, so Harry and Meghan are hermits. Don't do any work. Don't do any podcasts. Can't be bothered to get up. And then boom, they're front and center in the middle of a major tragedy. Suddenly they're go, 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 get them. Oh, we're here to work. Oh, we're here to, pose for pictures and bug actors and actresses. And the whole, my God, it's so Greta Thunberg from beginning to end. My God, what a satanic whore that little one is. Meghan's just a half black Greta Thunberg is all she is. Of course, Harry's friends with Greta Thunberg, naturally. It also points to all this being connected. Three of Pentacles reverse, working secretively together. And of course, Harry and Meghan, the mayor, the governor of California, Biden, working secretively with people who are trying to destroy this country. Little by little, it's taking it away. North Carolina, California. What next? Well, wait to find out. Of course, we can't forget Ohio with that chemical disaster. Yeah, one thing after another just keeps happening. Major catastrophes that all seem to all point to very suspicious circumstances. Very unnatural. But anyways, yeah, so making the fake experts here of the two of them and Two of Cups working together. Yeah, so Harry and Meghan are working very closely to boost up Harry, particularly because Harry wants to be king of the world. Naturally, he wants to be. His brother's king of England. Harry's like, I want to be king of the world or king of America. Is what it looks like he's trying to do here. With the globalists, though, the globalists now. I've seen other people talk about the different areas of the world. They have it broken up into the Americas, like Canada, America, Mexico. And I think part of South America is one section or area. I don't know. The UN has it all divided up. So anyways, Harry wants to be a king of this division, if you will. And then there's another division of Europe and Australia and whatnot, and another division of Asia. They have it divided in they've taken the continents and just sliced them into like four major areas. So that's why Harry, it looks like, wants to be king of with Megalodon. Base of it all, Knight of Cups. And of course, it's always under the guise of, oh, we're here to help you. Like Ronald Reagan said, we're the government, we're here to help you. That's what Harry and Meghan are doing, right? Harry and Meghan, they want to help you heal. They're here to help you heal, like at Invictus, right? What is Invictus about? It is people who have had their limbs destroyed, taken away, lost because of what? Because of globalist wars. And they're destroyed by the globalists, their bodies, their homes, their minds. And then Harry comes in and has an Invictus schemes to heal them. But of course, the games, he puts himself on a pedestal. And so here we are again. Harry and Meghan are here to help you heal. You can go to their website and they'll tell you, take some people into your home, things and donate some things, right? Tell you what to do. We're here to help you heal by ordering you around, That's how Harry Ellen posing for pictures, of course. So yeah, so it's under the guise, and it's always under the guise of what here to help you. Here to help you. After disaster that they caused. So that's Harry and Meghan, the healers. That's what they want to be seen as. Seen as these charitable. They're charitable. The Archibald Charity, don't you know? They're humanitarians. They just care so much. Uh, leading up to this going on. Ooh, 9 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. So of course this could be the Duchess card. You can see this as, and also someone who is lacking in ability to make money or to build anything. Somebody who is constantly grubbing for more power, more money, and that is Harry and Meghan for sure. Meghan, no doubt, leading up to this, and of course, taking away the wealth. But that's exactly what COVID was about, right? Taking all the wealth from the middle class and small businesses, closing them down so we can all siphon up to the top to the big companies, right? So that's taking the wealth from the middle class up to the super rich till they got richer, and that's what Harry and Meghan want to do. That's what they're helping the globalists do. And this is all entwined in this whole area as part of the plan. This is part of it. So what are they expecting? Queen of Pentacles. Well, Meghan, of course, is competing with Catherine. She wants to be the queen, like Harry's the king, and she wants to show off Catherine. That's why she's so consumed with being so skinny, and she wants to be looking as perfect in clothing and pictures. But of course, Meghan just looks like a freakazoid, a skeleton on drugs, but zombie, vampire. Anyways, yeah. So of course, money. So they both want money and they both want land and they both want to be in charge of it. And again, Meghan in particular is most pushing this, but they're both working together for this. Of course, they're both evil and they're both working equally. It's not one leading the other, as I may have looked at in the beginning. I think they're both in on it. Harry and Meghan are both in on it with the globalists. They're both in on this and willing to do this, and both partook of this. Of course, they're both taking a lot of drugs too. Harry's taking a lot of drugs specifically. So, but still, what are they worried about or not want? Oh, look at that. Yeah, they don't want their evil showing and making it obvious how, there are forces of evil behind them and being exposed. And yeah, being consumed themselves. It's interesting. In this particular devil card, we have a lot of fire in it here. Yeah. So yeah, they don't want to be caught with their evil acts of what they've done. They're the globalists. We know we're under attack. Everybody knows. You watch this video, you got every fire expert on there and plant expert talking about the fact that these trees didn't burn is impossible, because impossible. This is a real wildfire. And yet it's just like 9/11 when all the architects came out and the engineers and said this could never happen the way they claim it did. And yet nothing happens. It's like COVID. Again and again, we get attacked and all the experts are like, yeah, this is impossible. This didn't happen the way they say. And nothing happens. Nobody goes to jail. Bill Gates is still running around predicting the next pandemic, and Fauci's enjoying his millions. And this is the way a cookie crumbles. And Harry and Meghan went in on that cookie big time, obviously. But you know what? Karma gets you sooner or later. God's going to get you. Anyhow, what are they hoping for? Ace of Cups reversed, sadness, massive amounts of sadness and depression. And of course, Harry's there to heal you, not only try to get you some Billie Eilish t-shirts, but she had also mental health, right? Oh, Harry's got an app for you. Oh, did your home burn down? Here's Harry's app. We'll give you a free membership for a year. Lucky you. So they want a lot of sadness. So that way Harry can say, oh, we understand how sad you are. Do you know the royal family asked for Archie's skin color? Can you imagine how sad that made us? I mean, come on. So yes, they love sadness. They want everyone sad and depressed and feeling hopeless. That's what the globalists want. They want you hopeless to give up. They want us to give up. Just give up and say, okay, you win. What do you want? And then the globalists will be like, well, you're going to live in a smart city. You're going to own nothing. You're going to eat bugs and fake meat. You're going to get 10 shots a year so that by the way, there's been some really good work by this woman called Sarah Decode, Decode. I highly recommend you look her up, her Substack. Lots of videos about testimonies of people who took the snake bite. And let me tell you, it's beyond demonic. That's all I got to say. She calls it assimilation. Yeah. So anyways, so who or what is influencing Harry and Meghan with this? 4 of Swords. A lot of military influence here. Invictus is obviously helping them. The Invictus gives them prestige to seem like they're so caring and helpful. And it also gives Harry the NATO connections, military connections, the government connections with the globalists, because the globalists are working with governmental connections there. When Biden was in office in particular, and even now. So what's going to happen next? How's it going to go? Oh, the Empress upright. Oh my. So things are going well for a while for Harry and Meghan. They're still going to be fully supported. Meghan's going to be, again, I got this in my last reading for Megalodon, the Empress, the mother, the wife in the kitchen, cooking her dumplings with her friends. So putting on this mother act, of course, imitating Princess Diana and whatnot, and focusing on her mother and motherhood and really pushing that while at the same time pushing the globalist agenda. But in the long term, how's it going to go? Wah, wah. Page of Cups reverse. Yeah, I don't see them reaching. I think they're going to go crazy. I think they're either going to die of a drug overdose or they're going to just lose their minds, end up in funny farms. Or just be a laughing stock joke that they already are, actually, Harry and Meghan. But I mean, the scenario they're in and the people behind them who did this attacks is not a joke. They should be held accountable. Will Harry and Meghan even be held accountable for all the crimes they've committed with the USA and all the taxes and whatnot, the visas and everything else? I mean, they have the audacity to, if it's true, what they're writing in Radar about attempting to consider suing the president while Harry's lied on his visa. I mean, it's outrageous. But Harry would only do that if he had the backing of the globalists, though. That's the only thing that would give him that chutzpah. He has the backing of the globalists and King Charles. Otherwise, Harry would never have the balls to do that, living in America to sue the president, right? So there you have it. So, but I do think they're going to fail in the end. Thank goodness. Well, Harry and Meghan will. I don't know. This is just pertaining to Harry and Meghan, not the whole globalist agenda. But they are going to really push Harry and Meghan for a while in the near future. So we can expect to see a lot more Megalodon in her dresses for a while. But they really try to push her. They're going to continue. But everything they're doing seems to fail, thank goodness. So at least the globalists are not going to succeed with Harry and Meghan. The curse of Markle is too strong, and it is going to fail, and it makes people crazy and drugged up in the end. And Meghan already looks like she has one foot in the grave. I mean, she's got enough lines on that Ozempic face that she's really not looking good. And not only not looking good, I mean, not healthy. That woman really does look like she has one foot in the grave. Anyway, so there you have it. As usual, Harry and Meghan are a disaster, but we do still need to get the ones behind these attacks. So there you have it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.